about this Airbnb now.
Oh
I
yeah, let's do it,
saw.
man.
Let's
I'm
throw this
fired
thing
up
up
about it.
here. I want to throw this
Fired
thing
up.
up. Well, I think we got some pictures of it. Maybe not. I
I
don't.
couldn't
Maybe
upload
not.
it. Like,
No upload of the pictures. They're beautiful. If you go on Jason Griggs, is it on your
Jay Griggs
Instagram?
Real Estate. Yep. Jay
Jay
Griggs
Griggs
Real Estate.
at Jay Griggs Real Estate. You check out. You got pictures of it up on Instagram. Not yet.
Yep, they're all on there. I'm gonna be doing like a big kind of unveiling of the whole process of it, but I'll backtrack a little bit. I saw a little niche that really wasn't being tapped into too much. A lot of people are visiting. I'm like, do you have any places to stay? I don't want to stay a whole year. I want to stay a few months. I want to stay a week. And I got into these Airbnbs. We call them short-term rentals, and they have exploded. They've exploded here in Henderson in Las Vegas. So I bought 5 this year, from
Jesus.
January till now. And I just went when I see something that I think is going to be good, I go all in on it, and then I get all my friends in on it. And so that's kind of what I'm doing now, where I'll buy a property, I'll remodel it, I will make it as beautiful as I can. Where in my mind, I'm like, if I stayed here, what would I want to have? I want the pool table. I want the beer pong. I want the pool, the hot tub. I want it to be here. I want amenities. So that's what I'm doing now. And that house that you saw that you're referring to, it's an 8,800 square foot mansion. It's 9 bedrooms. It's going to have full basketball court, full volleyball court. Just an ultimate like pad that where people could come and be with their friends and their family and just have a good time. And so I bought that kind of to have for access for myself, and also to it's a business. You're buying legitimately like a hotel, but it's a house, and you run it like that.
And it's the beautiful thing about Airbnb is that you can kind of buy a hotel without buying a big, huge hotel.
Yeah.
It's like a little. It's like your little hotel, and I yeah love Airbnb. Love everything about it. VRBO a little bit not as easy to use. I don't know. Doesn't appeal to me as much, but Airbnb just seems like the way to go.
You know,
So five. Go ahead.
no, I think it's the future of you see these like techie things that are going on, like the Verbo, the Airbnbs. Like people are just switching, and I've seen in here where the people are kind of over the hotels a little bit. Why would you rent a few hotel rooms when you could get a house that's right near it, right in the strip, and you could be with your friends all in the same spot. You could do whatever you want. You're not going to have crazy security around. So I've seen a shift in it, and it's a very high demand here. That's why I got into it.
So you bought five.
What 5? Yeah,
Five right off the bat. Love it.
right off the bat. Let's go.
You must be cleaning rooms every other day.
All right, so I got into it for 2 reasons. There was somebody in my brokerage who very, very, very high smart guy, and he developed systems to manage these things. So I buy them, I hand them off to him, and he manages them. So it's a nice little partnership, and it's been great.
So he manages. He does the cleaning, or is he hiring cleaning
Yeah,
services? Do
he
they have?
hires he hires everything. So it's a cool business model where I buy a house, I give it to him, he does all the work, he books it, he cleans it, he runs whatever he's got to do. If something breaks, he's dealing with it, and then I'm on to the next trying to buy another one. So I manage my own personal properties, my single family rentals, long
Mhm.
term rentals, but the short term rentals I pass off to him and he runs them.
How long has he been doing that? How many properties do you think he has that he's?
He
Is it just
has
yours or?
Here's some crazy stuff with this guy. He manages 254 properties, right? And then he's got
Wow.
17 Airbnbs.
Himself
So he's busy.
is he's orchestrating a lot of cleanings, a lot of check-ins, a lot of checkouts. That's it's
Yeah,
yeah
he's
it's
got when you have like businesses like this, like the smartest people, the people that can create systems so that you don't have to do anything. And this guy doesn't work a lot. He likes to travel, but he has his team dialed in where they're doing everything for him, and he just comes in for a little bit. He'll tweak some things, and it's ran like a well-oiled machine. It's pretty cool.
So you're giving him a percentage, obviously,
Yeah,
for his service to you.
yeah, he takes a percentage. It's well deserved percentage, because he's doing all the work. You don't have to do
Yeah.
anything, and it's like he's running your hotel for you, and it's nice. And now I'm at the point where not a lot of people are doing it, and the word's kind of gotten out about these things, and now people are bringing me the deals, and they're like, "Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?" And so here's a little fact out. I don't know if you know this, but Airbnb is not legal in Las Vegas.
Not legal in Las Vegas. Uh-oh. So
So it's only legal in the city of Henderson right now and up north Las Vegas. So when the city of Las Vegas releases the license that you could Airbnb, there's going to be a massive like wave because people are still doing it, but they're doing it illegally. And there's so many that they can't kind of keep track of all of them. So they're starting to make them more legal and kind of because you have to pay tax. You got to pay the city their fee, and the hotels were getting a little mad that all these things were going up and taken away from the strip. But we're kind of trying to get ahead of the curve here of what we're with these Airbnbs in Las Vegas because they're not legal yet.
I mean, I got to think the hotels are pretty mad about that. If I don't, I'm not a big hotel guy anymore. I go somewhere and there's a good shot, unless in Vegas, maybe on the strip, but I'd rather stay off the strips. 5-10 minutes away, get an Airbnb. You got a kitchen. You can cook. You can,
Yeah.
for the same price, you got a whole house to yourself.
Yeah, you were doing them here for a while. You kind of showed me that you could do it. I didn't even know you could do it. But yeah, I mean, I like it because if I saw a niche for it where people were always asking me, like, do you have a house for a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? And I'm like, no. And now I do. So now it's like, okay, I have this, and it's working. Where people are like, can I rent your house for a week, 2 weeks, whatever? And it's been nice.
So, going back to your buddy managing these properties, does he works the pricing strategy and the length of stay and all these kind of things, or do you have a say in that? There's
Yeah,
a bunch of different
yeah.
there's a bunch of different things.
So you know what? When I first got into this, I didn't realize how in depth it is.
Oh,
It's
it's
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy.
I watch videos all day on pricing strategy. You could do is how to get your listing to the top. You
Yeah.
do, to be a super host, what you got to do, but you got to do instant booking. And then if they do instant booking, anyone can book right away as long as they fit the qualifications. You can only cancel on 3. There's like so many different things. It's crazy. So is that something that this guy is doing?
Yeah, to the highest level that you could go.
Wow.
It's very mathematical, which I'm not into. But like
Yeah.
for example, I don't want to learn that stuff. That
Yeah.
stuff doesn't appeal to me. I don't want to do his side of the business. I like doing my side of the business of finding these things and the potential of it. But
Yeah.
to go with your point, it's so analytical where you have to have the bunk beds in this room and you have to angle the pool table this way so there's more seating, and you have to do for the 4 nights instead of the 3 nights so you can get them the extra night, and then you could charge the extra cleaning fee and a whole ball game of business that I don't really like that. I'm not a mathematical guy, analytical guy. I like the game of going and finding the properties better.
When you're looking at these properties, are you looking at Airbnb comps, or you're just looking at what you would want to stay in because you know the market and you know where
Yeah,
you're.
a little of both. My strategy. So I bought a few houses by our lacrosse field, which is in Deep Henderson, and I was like, "There's always tournaments here. There's no hotels around. It's far from a hotel." And I'm like, these people need a place to stay. And there's tournaments here all the time. So that was how I started. And then I rely on Sean, who I work with. I'll find the property, I'll shoot it over to him, and he'll know within minutes, good, bad, and if the house is too close to a neighbor, no good. So there's a lot that goes into it.
The neighbor thing, yeah.
Neighbor is bad, bro. Bad, super bad.
That's so yeah. Long Island is kind. I don't even know if it's legal. I think you might need to pay like a short term rental something. I don't know what the heck the deal is, but I think that's the only thing that can crush you is if a neighbor complains. Um, Other than that, I think Airbnb is just so genius. It's so
It
good.
is. Well, let's give a little breakdown, right, of a deal that I just recently did, so people can see how powerful the short term rental stuff is. I bought a house. It was brought to me by a really big investor in town, someone I've always tried to do business with, but he's just like way above me. And he heard about this short term rental, and he brought me in on the deal. So we bought it for $280,000, and our mortgage was around $1,400. And we put some money into it, and now we're collecting around $8,000 to $11,000 a month.
Huh?
And if it was a normal rental, we would probably collect around $2,500 a month.
Crazy.
So the numbers are nuts with
Yeah.
this model. But if you're going to talk about the positive, you got to talk about the negative. Where last year during COVID, you weren't allowed to do the short-term rentals. They were completely knocked down. They were all shut down. So now all these people have their short-term rentals rolling. You got to go to regular long-term rentals, and then now you can kind of transfer back into the short-term rentals.
I don't. So I had an Airbnb, and there's one that I rent like separate rooms.
Yep.
And this guy, I could have sworn that I had him during COVID. He came. Did they shut it down completely?
They shut it down. They shut it down here. The legal ones, but people here do them illegally. Like the ones you stayed at, where you can do it, but technically you're doing it kind of under the table because Airbnb doesn't. You're paying on their site, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I had a but, and that's so a couple of I have one of them is like right near the hospital. I mean, it's pretty close.
Yep.
And the best people, they're traveling nurses. They come in for a couple months at a time, rent the Airbnb. They get a great discount for a long term stay. I got the price nightly. You got to stay. Maybe I'll put like I like people to stay out 2 or 3 nights. I don't want people coming in and out. And what I should do is raise the price tremendously for a 1-night stay.
Yep.
Just because I heard that brings your as long as you can, if they can book it for 1 night, you go to the top and then everyone sees you right away. But the price is kind of ridiculous. If they really want to do it, they can. But yeah, when I give a good discount for a monthly stay, I get people they stay. So it's like they're paying probably not double of what a year rent. A monthly rent for under a year lease would be, but pretty close to it. For 3 months, 4 months, and it keeps it occupied. It's beautiful.
One thing that I've found in this business is if you have something that they want or like or need, they will pay for it. Just like when I go out or I'm going to dinner, some people look at the prices on the menu, some people don't. Like if you want it, you want it, and that's with my rentals and my short-term rentals, where I try to make it really attractive to these people, where I'm blowing out the other pictures that are in comparison. And I want people in my house, and then they're going to tell their friends, hey, this is the house to stay in.